Hello, my name is Jim Brennan, and I'd like to welcome you to the Tuesday World Meditation. Join me from my home tonight in Naples, New York. This sacred time and space is devoted to our shared practice of entering stillness together and of giving together. Let us first surround, protect ourselves with the love and the grace of God. Before we begin the meditation, I'd like to share a passage from the new message about practice. I'm going to be sharing a couple passages, and these are pretty meaningful to me, um, especially at this time of year. It's a special time of year for me, and I'm sure for many others. It's a time of year where I see um, where knowledge is ignited and inspired in many other people. And the true meaning of Christmas is felt and demonstrated by others in the world. On one day, maybe two or three before, but it just catches my eye and my heart. So the first reading I'm going to share from is Joy and Gratitude. And all three readings I'm going to be reading from are connected for me. And this is Joy and Gratitude received by Marshall on January 31st, 2009 in Boulder, Colorado. Today we shall speak on gratitude. Gratitude is something that can be experienced almost every minute if you are aware of the benefits of your life, however few they might be at any given time. Gratitude is a recognition of the giving of others and of the giving of life. It is a recognition of what you have right now. It is a recognition of the miracle of your existence. As you gain a greater understanding of your nature and purpose in the world, you will begin to experience what a marvel it is that you even made it this far, given all the hazards along the way, given all the difficulty of entering this separated existence, and all the work and coordination it took, both from your friends from beyond the world and your friends here. The second reading is going to be from the meaning of Christmas. Christmas represents the emergence of knowledge in the individual. This is exemplified in the life of Jesus, who beyond his own understanding even, a greater power emerged within him and overtook his life, uniting him with the unseen ones who guided him and led to the expression of his great and significant ministry. Jesus is now amongst the unseen ones who guided, counseled, and comforted him in his time as a person on earth. Now he is part of their greater association. Now it is your time on earth. Your demonstration will be different from his because you live in a different era, in a different kind of world. Though many of the human problems which were evident then are still evident, humanity is now facing the reality of the greater community and the necessity and the difficulty of becoming a one world community. Jesus did not have to address these problems in his time, and therefore his ministry was different, meeting the needs and the evolutionary development of his time. But now you must meet the needs and the evolutionary development of your time. Only knowledge has the strength to move other minds. Only knowledge has the potency to create a lasting impact. Only knowledge can foster good and good intentions. Only knowledge can counteract fear and hostility. Only knowledge can bless the world. Your promise, then, is to become a man or a woman of knowledge, a vehicle for knowledge, a person through which knowledge can speak, act, and move, a bringer of grace. but also a person of action who can affect change, but with a greater spirit, who can speak the truth, but with a greater authority, who can reveal error, but with a greater compassion. Only knowledge within you can do this because it is the source of these great expressions. This is your Christmas now. It is not simply a commemorative holiday. It is not simply a remembrance of Jesus. It is not simply a remembrance of family and friends. It is not simply a time to give gifts and to be giving for a few days out of the year. Though it may include all these things, the meaning of Christmas is much greater. Let it be greater for you. Let it be a time then that you remember that you have a greater purpose in the world and that you have been sent into the world to reclaim this purpose, to accept it, to experience it, and to follow it so that it may be contributed. Let this be a time that you remember that your life is greater than simply being a person in the world who has basic needs. It is this greater part of you, this greater calling, and this greater purpose that gives meaning to all the lesser aspects of yourself and unites them harmoniously and fulfills their roles. You will remember, you will wander in the desert, you will experience the temptations of the world, and you will feel the conflict between this greater emerging part of yourself and your personal wishes, preferences, and fears. For like Jesus, you must allow this greater power and greater purpose to eclipse your life, to envelope your life, and to reorganize and redirect your life. This is Christmas. For you were here, for you were sent here for a purpose, to play a small but vital part in a greater education and uplifting of humanity. You were sent here to give to the world and to be in the world. The world needs you. And as you are able to regain your relationship with the world, you will experience what it is calling for and how you can respond. Then you will find your response and you will find your gift. And with your gift, you will find all those who are part of your gift, those who will enable you to give, and those who will receive your gift as well. And every time you give, it will be Christmas. And every time you are moved to support another or to take action beyond your personal interests or even understanding, it will be Christmas. And that was received by Marshall D. N. Summers, December 23rd, 1994 in Boulder, Colorado. And the last reading is going to be coming from the Holy Days, which was received by Marshall on December 25th, 2014 in Istanbul, Turkey. Today we shall speak of the holy days on this holy day, when you honor one of the great messengers sent to earth from the angelic assembly. Though this is not the exact date he was born, it is celebrated here. The holy days represent a remembrance of your source, your origin, and your destiny, and if practiced truly, a remembrance of the greater purpose, though you cannot yet define it, that has brought you into the world. You are here for a purpose, which means you have a destiny in being in the world, a destiny which is beyond your thoughts, your plans, and goals, awaiting the time when you would be ready to begin to prepare. What makes the days holy is the remembrance, turning your mind towards heaven, to what heaven has placed within you to follow, the deeper knowledge far beneath the surface of the mind. Any day this can be practiced and considered is a holy day. For you must build your bridge to God as God has already built God's bridge to you. And every day you practice truly, earnestly, purposefully, giving yourself to your effort, giving yourself to the engagement. You are building this bridge. You're part of the bridge that must be built by you. What permeates all these endeavors and activities is the remembrance of your source. And if this remembrance is true and authentic, And if you are freed enough from religious oppression and cultural restraint, you will be able to see clearly that you are sent here for a purpose, and that you cannot define that purpose for yourself, for it must be revealed to you over time. For this you must be prepared. This is what your practice on the holy days, the days of remembrance, the days of confession, the days of submission, the days of reverence for your life and the lives of others. This is a day of compassion, a day where you do not judge and condemn others or yourself, a day to practice great forbearance in this regard, a day to suspend your beliefs, your convictions, your attitudes, so that you may listen and feel and hear beyond the normal obsessions and preoccupations of your mind. From where you have come from, every day is holy, but there is no unholy days, so these thoughts will never occur. But in this life, in this world, there must be an effort and a remembrance. There must be an approach and a means of preparation. It is not merely going through the motions of reciting scripture or carrying out ritual in a religious environment. It is something more pure that can be done anywhere, by anyone, under almost any circumstance. It is your honest appeal to know your greater purpose, and through this to re-engage with those who sent you into the world, those who represent the source of your life and the purpose for you being here. Things you cannot define for yourself, things which even religion itself cannot fully define, for it exceeds far beyond human awareness and comprehension. For these days to be holy, you must understand what we are telling you here today, or your observance will be shallow. You'll be only to reinforce your ideas and notions about yourself and ideas about the world around you. But those are only your ideas and the ideas of others. The holy engagement has not yet taken place. Here you do not give over your life to God, for God needs your intelligence. God needs your worldly experience. God needs your skills here on earth to carry out the greater plan. You must be the captain of your ship, but only God knows where it is going and what its true cargo is and the meaning of the journey itself. You were made for a greater purpose. Though its expressions will be simple and humble in the world, it has a greater purpose because of its source, because of what it serves, which is beyond human understanding. Because it serves not only everyone around you, but you that you know of, but the world, the whole world is part of God's greater plan. This is the blessing we bring you today. An invitation, an encouragement with respect, valuing your life as we do. We are giving you now the clear path through the maze and the jungle of human understanding and confusion. We are offering you a way out of a hopeless situation into a greater life, greater not only in terms of circumstances, but in terms of your experience, your ability to appreciate every little wondrous thing, your ability to be happy in the moment, your ability to see people with compassion instead of condemnation, your ability to see your life as an ongoing opportunity to entrain yourself to your source and to prepare yourself for the greater mission and greater purpose for which you have come. You come to give yourself, to offer yourself, and for this, God gives you a practice, a way to prepare. For you need to prepare. You cannot go anywhere without this. And your willingness to prepare day by day, no matter what your daily experiences may be, is your answer to God. It is the way you commemorate your relationship by building your part of the bridge to your source. This is your work to do. Praying and believing is only part of the equation. You must build the bridge, following the pathway that God has given you. a greater pathway that stands before you now. Please join me now in a 30-minute stillness practice. Take whatever time you need to be or read your step and enter stillness when you're ready. Nase Namari Kuro. While we are in this place of stillness, I'd like to share a passage. It's actually not from the new message, but it's from Patricia Summers' December 16th chat. And it really struck me for what she said. So here's Patricia speaking. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This is an important opportunity for us to engage around the real experience of knowing. Tomorrow is the anniversary of Marshall being contacted and of his receiving Allies of Humanity Book 1, the fifth and the sixth briefings. This occurred on December 17th, 1998. We encourage you all, in whatever time is most compelling, to do a deep dive into the briefings and all things greater community, education through the greater community, spirituality, preparing for the greater community. There's a growing world awareness of the extraterrestrial presence that is here. Help bring awareness to the Allies briefings. And this passage is what really caught me. Such an incredible partnership overseen by the divine, the Allies, and Marshall. I can remember the day in 1985 when Marshall was being prepared to go up to a certain location on a 14,000-foot mountain alone for an Allies' first encounter experience. This preceded the delivery of the briefings, which came later, spanning 1997 to 2016 so far. The pressure was tremendous. Marshall wondered if he would lose his mind. What I witnessed was utter stability, both on the part of the Allies and Marshall, with the teachers in the background helping to create a secure and safe and stable channel. What a journey of service for all. May humanity receive the communication, recognize the calling, see what it means, and do what must be done. That first Allies mission did not survive. The pressure Marshall was feeling was that real. All 6 members of the mission met their demise soon after at the hands of the intervention. Some months later, Marshall was told a second Allies mission was underway, but it could take up to 14 years to get here. As it was, it took 12. That one passage from Patricia encompasses, for me, and I'm sure for many others, a life of the messenger that was full and is full of determination, communication, courage, discipline, compassion, relationship, and love. Let us all learn from the life that Marshall has had and continues to live with that determination and strength, and send him our own strength and love. And always be grateful. I'm always grateful for the gift, the life that Marshall has given us, for receiving the new message and then giving it to the rest of the world. Let us send him and the Allies. We cannot forget the Allies. Our gratitude, our devotion, and our deep love for what has been given and the sacrifices that have been made. Now let's see if there are others in the world who need that same strength and love, compassion, and devotion. Let's spend a moment sending these qualities of strength and other qualities to those who come to our mind. Nase Novari Karam, and happy holidays to everyone.